Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors trading on margin. Utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We'll get started in about 4 minutes. I'm gonna jump on the charts now. We look like we got a trade right now, so let's take a look at it. I'm potentially looking at this bag entry with the wedge pattern I have on GN. So while everybody's trickling in, we may end up pulling the trigger on this trade here. Still doing some analysis, so I'll let you guys know. We'll give it a few more minutes, 3 more minutes, 3 more minutes. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and take this bag entry here on GN. Bag entry on GN. You guys know the rules, 20 pips. We got plenty of room, so I'll put a little higher just in case we get it to shoot through. All right. A couple of reasons why we took this trade. For those that are on here, I marked this up earlier. Let me clean that up here. You can see here we have, first of all, we're in the uptrend. Yeah, you see we got six green zones and 3 red zones. So we're in an uptrend. Got a bounce here. Price came down into the zone. It's coming out. This arrow is inside the zone, but the candle is outside the zone. So it's officially has bounced off out of support. So this is a valid bag entry. Plus, you can see here, I had this wedge marked up and it broke through the actual wedge. Let me come over here and take this trade also on my FTMO account. Take that there as well. For everyone who doesn't know what FTMO is, I will discuss that here later on tonight to talk more about that. So I'm trading 2 accounts right now. I'm trading my FTMO trial account, and I'm also trading the account that you guys have access to. If you don't, the MyFX book for this account is in the group so that you guys can watch along and see real results, documented results of how our trades are going on London session, and then also be able to share those, you know, with friends, family, and those who want to know how we're doing. All right. So let me stop sharing here. For those who don't know, we are in GBP NZD for bag entry and a break of the descending wedge. So it's a double confirmation. All right. While we're in that right there, let me go ahead and share the disclaimer. We'll go ahead and get the party started. All right, guys. So trading foreign exchange is a risk, no matter what you use, whether it be software, someone's strategy, just eyeballing the charts. Trading is a risk. You can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money. All right. This is a live trading room. Trades taken on this session are not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Auvoria Prime is not a financial advising company. All right. So I am simply giving you guys educational tour, I guess you could say, of how to utilize the AIRO software. All right. All right. Cool. With that being said, we got 203 on the call. Cool. Shout out to everybody that took the time out to jump on the call. Let's jump back on the charts to take a look at this GBP NZD trade. We are up 8 pips and moving, dog. I like it. Already up. So let's go take a look at everything else. Rough day today, guys. Rough day today. As you guys see, a lot of big news happened during Asia session. So our strategy 3 that we typically go after, definitely tough to take that trade when most GBP pairs ran up, 100 plus pips. The Asia channel on GJ is 112 pips. So, we definitely wouldn't be looking for a break. Even though we have one here, definitely wouldn't be looking to take that trade there. Just a risky trade to take. GBP USD, Asia session breakout. We already have the huge Asia channel. Same thing with GCAD. Same thing with GOD. GI is really up there. But as you can see with GN, and we're up 7 pips with GN. GN is that it spiked up, but it never did really curve back up like everyone else did. Because GN, like I tell you guys all the time, is the oddball out of the pair. It is the oddball. So for those who took the GN bag entry, we are up 14, 15 pips. So it looks like we're gonna get an early Christmas present. This will probably be the fastest trade to hit TP on this call this early. Getting on that trade as soon as we get on is very rare. You see G-Chef. So you see G-Chef, GI, GCAD, GU, and GJ all did the exact same. Look, the little bowl right here it's making, and GN didn't. I tell you guys all the time that. Here we go. All right, come on. I tell you guys all the time that GN is just has a mind of its own. Has a mind of its own. All right, so we're looking for 20 pips. We're looking for 20 pips on this move right here. Looking to close out. Let's go look to see what else is going on. The Euro pairs, they spiked up as well. Or sorry, they spiked down in the opposite direction. So they're making the same move in the opposite direction. EURAUD there. EURNZD, same thing. EURJPY, still in the same thing. All right, interesting day. SPX, just kind of ranging. I caught it, for those who saw in the group, I caught a nice little, almost 200 pips on SPX drop last night. So I caught, and we can go over that a little later on. I caught that melt before it melted, as you guys like to call. Let's move over to the cryptos. Cryptos just kind of ranging. Shout out to everybody who caught the retrace on Bitcoin. I know a lot of you guys caught that double bottom right here. Got one bounce here, another bounce here. I know a lot of people caught this double bottom right here. All right. And Ripple. All right. So go back to GN here. We're about 9-10 pips on GN. So we're about halfway home. We are about halfway home. Need about 20 pips if we can get out of this trade. All right. It's just sitting around. If you wonder why it's not really pushing too hard, look left. Always look left. Price, as you see here, hitting multiple areas right here of resistance. And so price is going to do what it does. When you look at left, price will do what? It's going to repeat itself over and over and over again. So we'll eventually get up here and hit our TP. But in the meantime, it's just going to sit here and stall around because that's what it did in the past. Sucks sometimes, but I know a lot of you guys, just like I do, I don't have patience, and we want trades to go directly our way. That is why we do not over leverage. I was on the New York session call today and heard a lot of people bail out on the CAD JPY trade. So let's go and look at that trade real quick so you guys can really see here. Let me go find that pair. CAD JPY. It was an H1 trade, but they were trading. They took the trade today off the H1. However, they decided to use the minute 15 rules, which is 20 pip take profit, 40 pip stop loss, instead of the H1 rule, just because the zone was right here. TP was put at about 27 pips, which is right at the zone. And as soon as everybody get into the trade, which was this bounce here, the bounce, and then this arrow, the trade went the opposite direction for 37 pips. And then it did what? Then it turned around and it ran up 40 pips. So again, the 40 pip stop loss rule comes into effect. It plays out. It's a rule that makes sense for a lot of these pairs, all right? Especially a JPY pair. They're very, the JPY is volatile. And so shout out to everybody that stayed in that trade and didn't bail. And again, people were talking about the lower time frames. The higher time frames always trump lower time frames. All right, keep that in mind. The stronger the trend is on the higher time frames, then overall the trend on the lower time frames will go there. There's going to always be some retracement on other time frames, but the higher time frames always trump lower time frames. So you should be looking up. All right. I understand the peekaboo strategy keeps you guys out of drawdown, but there's no such thing as never being in drawdown. So keep that in mind as well. Strategy is good for those who want to, potentially stay out of some potential drawdown and just minimize the drawdown and get some of those more of those sniper entries, as you guys call it. However, even there's no strategy that's going to keep you out of drawdown. All right, no strategy will keep you out of drawdown. So keep that in mind, guys. Even got a second bag entry on this trade here. Another bounce here, another AIRO, and that one went. And that was right at the end of the money zone. But again, we're in H1, so you don't care about the money zone. So you could have had multiple trades on this, entry here on this one, entry here on this one. All right. And yes, there is a down arrow in between. However, I take this arrow because what? It bounced again. It bounced once, twice. This actually was a bank induction right here, bank induction move. So you could have taken a buy down here, and another buy right here, and had over 60 pips easily. All right. All right. So just keep that in mind, guys. Do not bail on your trades. If you're going to enter a trade, hey, commit to the trade. If you're going to bail on the trade, you weren't committed. Therefore, you should not have taken the trade in the first place. All right. You want to always trust your analysis. All right. All right. Let's go back. I just want to show you guys that trade. Let's go back and take a look at this GBP NCD trade. We were just up 14 pips. Boy, right back down to break even. Come on, baby, turn around. Give us this money. I'm ready to go home. All right, so while we're waiting here, I'm gonna come over here to my FTMO account. So I am trading this is FTMO. They are a prop firm. And so the way they work, is with FTMO, they have two levels. So I'm on the first level. I'm on the free trial. I'm just doing a free trial. They have a lot of rules and regulations. So FTMO is a prop firm. There are multiple prop firms out there. What they do is they have certain stipulations. If you can trade within those certain stipulations on demo accounts and prove yourself worthy of being a sound trader, disciplined trader on their platform, then they will reward you with a live funded account. So they start off at 10,000 and they go as high as 100,000, for one individual account, which means that you could have up to $100,000 funded account that you can trade on, a real $100,000 account. And the cool thing about it is that as you trade on that account, everything you make on that account, you get to keep 70%, and then they keep 30% because you're trading with OPM. For those who don't understand what OPM is other people's money. All right. So that's the cool thing about them. Ethereum. All right, not really worried about that. And so what I'm doing is I'm going through the free trial right now. All right. And once the free trial is done, then I'm going to go through the real verification phase, which is a 2-phase step. You have to actually complete the trial. So I'm doing a $50,000 free trial, which means that I have to, my profit target is 10%, so that's $5,000. I cannot lose more than 5% in a day, which is $2,500, but I can also not have more than 5% of drawdown. So drawdown counts towards your loss as well. So it's not just closed out trades, it's also your drawdown. So you have to be very diligent and also manage your risk here. You can't just go slap a 10 lot on and expect to pass your trades, because you're going to have drawdown. All right. So you have to be very risk conscious here. But I'm going to go ahead, and this is my first time. I actually have the time to go through a full free trial and knock it out the park. And then after this, then I will, next week is NFP week. I will then be waiting to the week after, and I will be trading the full verification, going through that process to get fully verified on a $100,000 account that I can then trade on. All right. Let's see here. A lot more rules that go into it, but again, those who are interested in this, reach out to me. You get to set up in the free group we got. You guys may have seen some of the individuals that have received banners and flyers for it, because there are some individuals that have actually used AIRO to pass the verification. They actually have funded accounts. There's someone that has a $10,000 account, a couple of $25,000 accounts, one $50,000 account, and then there's one individual that has a $100,000 account, and they all used AIRO to get this, to get access to the actual account. So shout out to them, because now they can then change their life financially by being able to trade on this account and collect 70%. So I started on this account last night. I'll show you guys some of the trades here I took. This is the London session called trade. Let me go to the FTMO account. All right, FTMO. So you see $50,000, $868 yesterday is what the profit was. If we come to the account history, I'll show you some of the trades here. You see I had 4 positions on the US 500 yesterday. Caught over 172 pips. And then I caught the GBP NZD and the GBP JPY, buys yesterday for the, I believe one was a Asia session breakout. The other one was a bag entry. And so those 6 trades right there are all I took. No losses. I believe I had only $114 total drawdown for the day. So that was good. I stayed well below the 5%. Again, it's all about managing risk. You see, I'm using very low lot sizes to do so. So trying to collect another, for me, my goal is just to collect 1% to 2% a day. So on a $50,000 account, 1% to 2% is somewhere between $500 and $1,000. That's it. You do that over the course of a month. Because once you get a fully funded account, you have, your profit split is based off of your results for the month. So if you're doing 1% to 2% a day, or at least 3 to 4 times a week, you'll clear more than 10% for the month and have a nice check. And then there's a little strategy you can choose as well. So let me go back to the account here. We are currently up 7 pips right now. My entry was earlier on the Asia session, or on the London session account, than it was on my FTMO account. So let me stop sharing. Let's check the chat out. For those who have any questions, please put them in the Q&A. That way I will check that first. All right, shout out to Luke. Luke said he didn't bail out. Shout out to Luke, he didn't bail out on that trade. All right, we got some notifications. Go back to the chart before I start answering some of these questions, guys. Got some notifications. Ethereum, you're at, let's go look at Ethereum on the 5-minute. Ethereum on the 5-minute. We're just ranging right now. GBP NZD playing with us. Let's go look at the other G pairs and see what they're doing. Yeah, they're kind of sitting around close to the zone, in a zone. G Chef close to the zone. All right. I'm gonna hold. Let's see, my 40 pips. Go ahead and put my stop loss in. All right. I'm gonna hold. Now we got my take profit at 30 pips just in case we get a nice bull run. But I'm looking to take profit at 20 pips. Looking to take profit at 20 pips. So let me stop sharing and let's come to the almost at 300 people on the call. Shout out to everybody who took the time out. Where am I today? I am. I'm still in Dallas, in the Dallas Fort area. Still, I haven't left. Just in a different location today. Drink of choice today because I'm not in my usual spot. I've got water. What happened at 7 Central last night? I have no idea. So there's a lot of things that happened that could have led to the spike in volume, and that would have been you had Febin, the chairman of the Fed, Powell. He spoke. He actually testified. You had some red folder NCD news. You had some red folder CAD news. So there was just news all over the place. News all over the place. All right. And when we are outside of the money zone, guess what? Outside the money zone, there is less volatility, which means that news can and will move price more dramatically. All right. That's just what happens. All right. Year ad on the 15-minute for a fib setup. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna add another position to this trade on my FTMO account. And I can tell you, when I add multiple positions on my account, I typically do that, and I will bring my take profit down. Reason being, you catch more pips with 2 positions than you do with 1 position, so you don't need to go as far. So it's another way for me to kind of lower my risk by adding multiple positions. I'm doing it on my FTMO account. I am not going to do it on this account here. This is the one you guys are tracking right now. I want to make sure I practice proper risk management and don't over leverage on this account. EURAUD. Let's take a look at it. So we got the fib set up. Grab a fibs. This was the original retrace here to right here. All right, so I see that right now on EURAUD. Let me make sure I have this set up correctly. That's the highest point right there. All right, so off the zone, yeah, so you got this might be a good trade right here, guys. I like that. Off the 62, you have this is a bearish engulfing candle here. You also had off the zone as well, you had an inverted hammer right here, which typically signifies a reversal, especially when you have a run up. So let's see how far are we from the zone. 33 pips. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to take a sale. Shout out to, hold on, I'll go ahead. I'm gonna take a sale to this trade right here, guys. We're gonna go with a strategy number 8 trade. All right, it's gonna have a sale on EURAUD based off of the bearish engulfing candle on EURAUD. All right, that's off the 62 level. Well, actually, it's a 79 level. Got to be more careful, Nate. I typically don't take this off the 79 level, but I've already entered the trade. I'll put it at 20 pips. And I'll tell you why I don't like the 79 level, guys. At that point, it's typically reversed too far. And at that point, you're going to have price look to come back down. So the probability of price going all the way back to the zero line, because usually if it was off the 62 level, I'm looking to take the TP or back to the zero line. Or if it's off the 50 or the 38, I'm looking to take the TP back to the zero line. All right, that's typically what I do. But what I've noticed over time is that if it gets to the 79 level or the 100 level, price typically comes back. It does some retrace, but it doesn't come all the way back to the zero line. It typically comes back to what? One of the original three that I'll tell you guys to go off of, the 38, the 50, or the 62. It'll come back to one of those levels, reverse, and head on up. So it does one of these numbers, up, down, back up. All right. But if you can get a rejection off the 62, the 50, or the 38, the probability of it coming all the way back to the zero line and then heading down to the negative 38, the negative 50, the negative 62, your probability is increased. So that's the reason why. All right. So I got to be more careful. I thought we were just, I thought they said the 62. Maybe I was measuring it different. See if they said anything else. I use the other retracement. Okay. Yeah. So the reason I use current retracement. Shout out to everybody on the call. We're 300. Yet again, you guys make this call the best call. So I guess you're using this retracement right here. Let's see what that looks like. So if you use that, yes, 62. I use this one because it was the previous retrace there. So, all right, we'll let that one play out. I got it at 20 pips, almost in profit on that trade there. And then we have a GBP NZD. We're in a buy. We're down about 7 pips right now into the zone, looking for a retrace. All right. As the euros goes down, pound pairs start to go up. So as we get this euro AUD to go down and collect pips, we should start to see a retrace. All right. Should be coming down here, potentially touching this 200 level. And even potentially this trend line here on the actual wedge. And then turning around back up is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a retest and a push up. We were at plus 14 pips, so I'm a little disappointed we didn't get that 20. Dang. That's why you don't over leverage, guys. That's why you don't over leverage. I'm tempted to put another position in, like I did on my FTMO account. Tempted. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else is going on out here in these streets. It's gonna be interesting night tonight, guys. Bitcoin's been chilling after the big drop. Nothing from gold. SPX, nothing. Shout out to everybody that caught the indices melt over the last few days or last day. Because that it did melt. It did. Ethereum. Yeah, I ain't touching that one. Leave that alone. ERGBP. I looked at the news earlier. We go back and take a look, though. Take a look at the news real quick. All right, so we got some CHF news, orange folder coming in an hour and 29 minutes. We have some orange folder Euro news coming in 2 hours and 59 minutes. Other than that, we look like pretty green. We got some orange folder GBP news coming in 4.5 hours. So we'll be off by then. Look out for the pound pairs in the morning. In 6 hours and 59 minutes, there's monetary policy report hearings for pound, the GBPs. So look out for that in the morning, about 6 hours, 59 minutes. And then, of course, today is Wednesday. So there's going to be Fed Chair Powell testifies again. So the USD news will be all over the place. So all USD pairs that are affected by USD are all over the place. New home sales, so USD, both of those are in about 7.5 hours. And then you got some orange photo news for crude oil. All right. And then Fred Brainerd, Fred Clarida, they speaking as well. So a lot of USD news tomorrow. So definitely be cognizant of the USD news in the morning. So we're going to be trading New York session. All right. All right, so currently we are down 15 pips on GBP/NZD. We're up 1 on the EU/AUD trade. For those who want to know, we took EU/AUD based off of the rejection off, well, depending on how you marked it up, either the 62 level or the 79 level on your fibs. So we took a sell based on that one. TP's at 20 pips. Looking for that to head on down here and get us 20 pips. I might cut out at 10 just because, again, current retrace, previous retrace to current retrace is off the 79 level. So for me, that should have been an invalid trade, but I took that based off of the 62, and I know why, as the gentleman drew it from this retrace right here. That's a good retrace right there. It's a good point. Can't hit that 200. Came on back down. Nice little beautiful strategy 9 entry there. Strategy 9 entry right here. See that? Easy 25 pips. Easy 25. Let's go look at my FTMO account. What is FTMO doing? All right, let's head on back up. Let's head on back up. Let me stop sharing. Let's go search some questions. All right, so why did I take the GBP/NZD trade when the price is inside support? All right, so we talked about this when we first got on the call. You may not have been on. As you can see here, the arrow is inside the support level, but the candle it's pointing to broke out of support. This is a valid bag entry trade because price is bouncing off support. You can see here, this candlestick is price. It went out of support. This is a valid bag entry trade. All right. Now, if the whole candle was inside of support, I wouldn't take it. Like this right here. The whole candle is inside support. I wouldn't take that trade. This candle, though, the arrow is pointing to, popped out of support. Therefore, I took this trade because that is a valid bag entry trade. Yep, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. So that's why you don't over leverage. It's all about a numbers game. All about the numbers game. Can we review bank induction? Yeah, we may go through that a little later on when we get out of some trades. We got some downtime. All right, just got a notification. Let's go take a look here. Just got a notification for something. SPX 500. We know that wasn't really doing much of nothing. Got an up arrow. We're in an uptrend. No, I'm sorry, we're in a downtrend. Not touching that. Someone has to look at gold. Not really sure why. There's nothing going on with gold right now. All right. Nothing going on with gold. Someone asked for FTMO, do I pay to trade in the demo account? So no, you do not pay for the demo, the free trial. And so I do not pay for that. You pay for when you want to go through the actual verification. All right, so someone asked about US 30 M5. I will have to pull up US 30 because I don't trade US 30 very much. I trade S&P 500 for multiple reasons. Indexes, US 30, M5. All right, got an up arrow. We're still in a downtrend. You see, it's more red than green. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't be looking to take that trade. Plus, it's only 29 pips away from the next zone. So for me, not worth it. Not worth it. That's just me, though. I also do not trade US 30 that often, so I stick to S&P-X. A lot of people ask me why. I stick with S&P 500 more because with the broker I use, the lot size is a true 10-cent lot size. If I use a 0 point, as you guys see here for this account, I got mine set at 0.02. So that's a 20-cent lot size. With NAS 100 and US 30, a 0.20, a 0.02 lot size is $2. So it requires you to have more money in your account. I can actually trade S&P 500 with $50 in my account. You can't do that with US 30 or with NAS 100. At least not with the broker that I utilize. So it just it allows me to use a small lot size and still be able to take advantage of the markets. So if I have a smaller account, I can trade SPX 500 due to the fact that I can use a small lot size. And if I got pretty good at catching pips, it allows me to level my account up without having to worry about having a lot of money in my account. I actually, on my Instagram account last year, showed people you didn't need a lot of money to trade the indices. People always claim, oh, you have to have at least $1,000 to trade the indices. I took a $50 account to $250 in a matter of 3 days, just trading SPX 500. That's it. So, just to show people that you didn't need all that as long as you knew or know what you're doing. All right. That's why I trade SPX 500. Plus, the movement is a little more fluid, as you can see here. Or if you trade the other pairs, the other indices often, you'll notice that US 30 and NAS 100 have more wicks. So there's more manipulation going on in those than there is with SPX 500. Now, SPX 500 is a little slower, which is also good, but it's also smoother as far as the way it flows. And the reason why is because of the index itself. So look at the names. US 30 is the top 30 stocks. There's only 30 stocks in that index. Therefore, one company could do something crazy and have a big spike or a big drop, and that shifts the entire index. NAS 100 is 100 different stocks. Therefore, one stock doesn't have as big of an effect as it would if there was only 30. And then you go to S&P 500. S&P 500, there's 500 stocks. So therefore, one stock cannot dominate the whole platform. So it makes it a little more fluid. And I believe if you guys were on the call today, you guys heard Jackie talk about it, how typically SPX 500 is typically the last one to really make a move. NAS 100, as she calls it, little brother, would typically go first. And then US 30, and then SPX 500, which is good with me because then you gives those other two a head start. And then guess what? I see that as an opportunity for me to be prepared for when SPX does make its move. I'm ready to roll. All right. GBP NZD playing around at that level right there, just bounced off that 200 moving average. All right. And like it got pretty close to touching the wedge as well. All right. And then EUR, AUD, we are down about 3 pips right now. All right. Let me stop sharing. Need to be certified to get FTMO, right? No, you don't need to be certified. You can go to their website and take it all day long. All right. Someone asked in the chat, did I put a stop loss on this trade? we're going for 20 pip, 40 pip, similar, 20 pip take profit, 40 pip stop loss. I might not have set one for EUR AUD, but that's fine. We'll watch it. I'll put it on there in a second. My take profit on GBP NZD is set at 30 pips, just in case we get price to move, because it was moving very, very quickly. I think we were up 14 pips in the first minute, but I'm going to be taking profit around 20 pips. What's in the cup today? Man, we just got water. Just water today, guys. Did they make the FTMO? Okay, so I can tell you guys, those who are winning the FTMO challenge with AIRO, they are using strategy number 1, strategy number 2, strategy number 3, strategy number 8, and then of course some of the traders just have their own experience, so they use their own experience as well, and their own other strategies or price action, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and set this stop loss here. All right, so we got take profit and stop loss set for both. All right. I set my stop loss for 40 pips, guys, on the EUR AUD trade. So, but those are the 4 strategies, though, that everyone's using. I can tell you right now, the strategies that I've been using so far, have been strategy number 1. So yesterday I used strategy number 1, strategy number 3 is all I used yesterday. If you want to join a group, you have to start a free trial at least. And then, just send me proof that you started a free trial. We'll get you set up. So those who want to check it out. Now there is another group. There's an official funded group. To join that group, the exclusive group, you actually have to get officially funded. Get the email stating that you're funded. That will allow you to get into that group. All right, that's the group that's going to get the flyer. You'll get the strategy as well. Strategy I'm working on for you guys in that group is an institutional investing strategy. So trying to find something for you guys to be able to utilize to help you out, because you do have to minimize your drawdown. So I want to find some very accurate pinpoint strategies for you guys. All right. What should be the minimum leverage? There should be no minimum. When you set up your broker account, you should be going for the maximum leverage. No matter if you're trading with AIRO or any software, you always want the maximum leverage. All right, guys, you always want the max leverage. Take the max leverage, and then from there, what you want to do is manage your risk on how much money you actually risk per trade. So always take the max leverage, no matter what software. Can I draw Fibonacci on GBP NZD? Sure. Let's go take a look at GBP NZD and draw the fibs. GBP NZD is making me mad right now. We were just up 14. Now we're down 22. Boy. So for me, this is the new retrace right here. So I'll be drawing fibs, something like this right here. Something like that is how I'll be drawing the fibs. Definitely interesting on how to draw the fibs on this one here. I'm sorry, it's not the lowest point. I apologize. Lowest point would be here, lowest retrace. And so for me, I wouldn't even be looking to draw fibs on this. And I'll explain why. These wicks right here, that new spike, wouldn't even be worried about it. Wouldn't even be worried about it. Wouldn't be looking to draw this here. But what I'm expecting here, though, is these wicks here, they have to be filled. So I'm expecting the price to head on back up and come back to the zone to fill these wicks, all right? Because there is liquidity trapped here. The reason what happens here with these spikes, outside of the money zone, so outside of session, is, the news means nothing. The same news can come out every day and it could do something different every day. That's the crazy thing. It could be positive news and price can go up. It could be positive news and price goes down. All news is a way for the market makers to quickly move the market to a new place of liquidity. All right. So because we have been in a what? We've been in a overall buy trend. All right. We've been in an overall buy trend. All the pound pairs have been very bullish. All right. Guess what? There were a lot of what? A lot of pending orders up here, a lot of stop losses up here for those who are trying to counter trend trade. All right. And so during this time frame right here, the market makers saw the opportunity to push the markets up to this area of liquidity very quickly and then snatch it back. And they snatched it back so fast that what? People bailed. People bailed and freaked out and lost a lot of money. I mean, think about it. The poor soul that had a trade up here, it came all the way back down 104 pips. And they got smacked upside the head. Nobody's holding a trade with a 100 pip stop loss. It's not going to happen. If you are, hey, you need to be working on your entries a little better if you have to put a 100 pip stop loss on your trades, unless you're trading something, like a cryptocurrency, an indice, something like that. But something that's not as volatile as those, you shouldn't be trading with a 100 pip stop loss. All right. So that's what the market makers do. They use these time frames. You'll typically see most of the large spikes outside of the money zone. Now there will and can be spikes inside the money zone. That's typically your same thing scenario when you have some crazy strong news. So I'm thinking something else went on right here. Typically you hear about it the next day. I remember last year gold ran up like 800 pips in like 5 hours. It was all based off, and again, I didn't know what happened until 400 pips into the run. So halfway into the run, you finally started getting, I started seeing on the news reports that I have that there was a bombing overseas. So, there was a bombing. We bombed somebody. I forgot who we bombed. But America bombed somebody, and bada bing, bada boom, you see a spike in gold. All right. So GP and ZD just kind of following the rest, but you got everything start to turn back up. So we'll hold this one here. Yeah, start to see everything's trying to turn around, which I like. Need that to turn around. All right, EUR GBP starting to turn around as well. We need this EUR AUD to turn around. Quit playing with us. Down a few pips right now. EUR NZD inside the zone, just chilling. At EUR JPY, just booming though. SPX 500, not much to nothing. Gold, right into that zone. Actually, there was a zone above it that it kind of broke through. Bitcoin, nothing. Ethereum, nada. Ripple, nothing right now. Nothing going on. Let me stop sharing here and answer some more questions for you. Advice for when you do bag entry, but it goes sideways. Pull out and try again later or wait it out. So if you have a valid bag entry inside the money zone, all right, if you have a valid bag entry inside the money zone, you stick with the trade. You don't get out and try it again. That's not any of my rules. None of my rules say that. Now again, if you see something you don't like and you want to do so, hey, it's your account. It's the beautiful thing about trading with AIRO versus all the other softwares is you control what it is your account is doing. All right, you control the trades. For me, if I enter into a valid bag entry, then guess what? I'm staying with that trade. All right, I'm staying with that trade. I have my take profit at 20 pips. I have my stop loss at 40 pips. That is it. So if it goes sideways, it goes sideways. Price will never go straight to where you want it to go. Never. price never goes straight to where you want to go. Just like with the CAD JPY trade this morning. People wanted to bail on that trade or people did bail on the trade because it didn't go straight to take profit. People got freaked out. And most likely they had what? They were over leveraged. So you want to make sure you don't over leverage your account and use a huge lot size. And here's how you know if you over leverage your account. Somebody called that UK 100. Let's go take a look at that. Here's how you know you over leverage your account. If you freak out when trade goes the wrong way too far, you have officially over leveraged your account. All right. UK 100. Do I still have that on my chart? I'm gonna go ahead that one. So if you freak out and you're sweating bullets because your trade is 30 pips the wrong way and you know the stop loss is 40 pips, you have officially over leveraged your account. All right. Yes, there are a lot of trades that go the right way quickly, but there are also some trades that take a little longer. All right. UK 100 downtrend, you just got up arrow. It's in a downtrend, so we're not looking to take that trade. Let's go look at the EUR/AUD trade. What's the EUR/AUD doing? Right into the zone. All right. Someone asks, is it forming an M on GBP NZD? Is that right? They're forming an M on GBP NZD. Let's go take a look at it. Let's go take a look at it. M on GBP NZD. It's hard to say. It's just really, it's ranging this area for the most part. You had a couple of little spikes out. You had a nice spike out here. We're looking for price to move back up, but more or less ranging right here. You had a W right here. I don't really see any patterns right here that stand out to me, so I really couldn't tell you. What I like about this trade right now. The moving average, the AIRO moving average is above the 200. We're still in an uptrend. We had to break out of the wedge. Price came in. It's just retested the wedge. I'm looking for price to break back up to the upside. All right, that's what I'm looking for there. Is it too late? Yes, it's too late to get into the trade. I would tell you guys, if you missed your entry, hey, don't sweat it. You missed your entry. The worst thing you can do is jump in the trade, and then it goes hit stop loss. You know what I'm saying? So do not chase a trade. Here's the reason why you don't chase a trade. There's gonna always be more trades, always new setups. So there's no reason to chase a trade when you know there's gonna be another setup. All right, so never chase a trade. Do market makers notice when traders double dip into a trade? Yeah, they see everything. So the market makers see every trade. They see all the stop losses. They see all the take profits. They see everything. So they know your account. They know who's even in margin call. So for those who don't know what margin call is, when all your numbers on your trade all light up red, and you're in drawdown. So for example, say you got a $100 account and you're in 60% drawdown. So you're in $60 drawdown. You'll be in margin call. All your numbers are red up, and then as you get further in the drawdown, get to that 80% mark, your trades will automatically start closing out on its own. That is called margin calling. All right. Yes, guys. So strategy number 3 is invalid. Someone asked about because of the big spike. So on the pound pair, strategy 3 is invalid. Got to have a 50 pip Asia channel. All those Asia channels were all over 100 pips. So we just don't trade strategy 3. Now tonight is one of those nights you could have just said, yeah, I'm just going to take a break tonight and go get some rest. All right. Is Euro JPY in the beginning of a breakout in 15? And I'm a little behind on my questions. Where we at? 15 questions. Try to catch up. EUR JPY. Let's go look at it in 15 breakout. Yeah, AER JPY already broke out, so we missed that. We missed that trade. Actually, there was no trade. There was no entry there. You could have took an entry if you wanted to, but there was a zone up here at first that price broke through, but there was no entry here. Not even here because there's no bounce. All right, so you could have gotten a trade here yesterday with the bank induction move. But that's about it. All right. Is SPX 500 and US 500 the same? Yes. So different brokers will call different indexes different. They have different names for them. So SPX 500, US 500, Dow Jones, US 30. There's different names depending on the broker. So stop loss for higher time frames for trading. All right, guys. So I'm going to re-record strategy number. Probably gonna put in strategy video number 1. So strategy 1 is gonna cover all bag entries for all time frames. All right. Now I'm gonna show you guys here on this call. On the 15-minute time frame, we have what? We have 20 pip take profit, 40 pip stop loss. But when you get to the H1 and the H4 and all that, there is no set take profit. Stop loss. So let's go look at G-Chef. Let's go to the H1. See if we can't find an entry. No entry. All right. Let's go to GJ. We have an entry. All right, bet. Here we go. So zoom out. All green, no red. We're in a buy trend. All right. Guess what? Bounce. AIRO. So we're entering on the trade on this candle right here. So we'll go. All right. Now, here is the rule. There is no set stop loss. Your stop loss for a buy entry is the previous low, which would be right here. All right. If you're in a sell, the stop loss is the previous high. That's it. There is no 100 pip stop loss, 75 pip stop loss. Previous high for a sale, previous low for this buy here. And then guess what? Your take profit is at 50 pips for H1, 100 pips for H4. It ran up over the course of a day, a little less than a day, 205 pips. Yeah, your 50 pips, same day. Same day, you had your 50 pips in a total of 11 hours, you had your 50 pips. And you only had drawdown of 20 pips. That's it. All right. There is no set stop loss, only for the 15 minute. That's it. For the 5 minute, 10 pip take profit, 20 pip stop loss. 15 minute, 20 pip take profit, 40 pip stop loss. H1, H4, there is no set stop loss. All right. That's where it gets tricky because you want to see where your previous stop loss is going to be at and see how many pips it is and see if you want to take the trade. I can tell you, if I have a stop loss of more than 50 pips, I won't take the trade. That's just me. I don't want to take that kind of trade. All right. Because I don't like risking more than 40 pips. As you see here, this stop loss here. Come on, baby. I know we have a freeze. I see the pip numbers moving. Come on. Hold on, guys. Let me reboot my VPS real quick. Shout out to all 313 of you guys on the call. We've been on the call for about an hour now. We are in EURUD for sell, GBP NZD for buy. I just rebooted my VPS. For those who are wondering about the VPS, so The new VPS company is a perfect storm. We get the VPS company has their own servers. With their servers, they also what do you call it? They manage their own servers, and they get all of their equipment to the new servers. As as we grow as a company, they have to grow as well, and so they get all of their server equipment from China. And so China was on Chinese New Year, so they shut down for a month and don't do anything. But then also COVID hit. It's been hitting. It's been an issue. But then also, over in Germany, where the main server capacity is at, they had a winter storm as well, just like I had here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and perfect storm. That's why they weren't able to get to adding more server space. The reason why there's been a delay. Starting today, between today and I'd say end of tomorrow business hours, everyone should be caught up and having their server set up or their VPS set up, and then we should have some additional capacity, or we will have additional capacity the remainder of the week. All right. So we'll jump back here on the charts. Let's go in here and take a look at this real quick. Come on, man. There we go. So here, for this setup here, it's a 44 pip stop loss. Again, on H1, you expect a bigger stop loss. Was 44 pip stop loss? I would feel comfortable with that one. That one's pretty decent. Clear skies, and you got your 50 pips very quickly. H4, same thing. Previous low. Again, as the higher time frames you go, you want to make sure you're practicing proper risk management, because the higher the time frame, the lower the pullbacks. Right? Potentially, sometimes you can go straight to your target, but you have potential pullbacks. All right. The reason why my teachings are all on the 15-minute time frame are because the lower time frames typically have a smaller amount of drawdown. And as beginners, I want you guys not to really have to worry about that. Now, if you guys want to be swing traders or trade, holding trades for weeks and months at a time, or days, or multiple hours, then yes, you can trade the higher time frame. Just make sure you are practicing proper risk management. Got to always practice proper risk management. All right. So hopefully that answers the question. We are down 22 pips right now on GN. We're up 1 on EUR AUD. I like it. EUR AUD is heading the right way, which means that we should start to see GN turn around, as you can start to see the G pairs move around. You see it went down and touched that base of the base of the wedge. GJ starting to cut back up. GU cut back up. GCAD, same thing. GOD, same thing. GChef, trying to do the same thing. All right. XRP for the buy. What's that looking like? Another reason why you also want to manage your risk with your lot sizes and not over leverage is because if you get multiple opportunities, and you guys have been on the calls with me. Sometimes we're in 3 trades at one time. Like right now, we're in 2. Sometimes those pound pairs are cooking, and we getting 3 or 4 of them. Literally all within a 5-10 minute time frame. You want to be able to have an opportunity to get into those trades and catch all those moves, but you have to ensure you're not over leveraged. If you're over leveraged, you'll get that little funny noise, which means you've been denied no opportunity to get into the trade because you don't have the margin to enter into a trade. All right, don't have the margin. Boy, EURJPY is booming. It's the only one really moving right tonight. Come on. All right. EURUD, we're down for now. We were just up. I can tell you guys, I am probably going to close my EUR AUD trade out when it gets back in profit, just because, yeah, I'm actually gonna sit in it. I didn't like the way that I took the trade off the 79 on this setup here versus the setup that was called out. So, oh man, what I do? Come on, move. Try to get some more questions answered. Q&A blowing up. All right, guys. So how to get into the crypto group and FTMO? I already talked about FTMO group. Crypto group, you have to catch 10,000 pips or more on a live account. Hook it up to a MyFX book. Send me the link so I can verify. All right, that's it. Gold is like a sell. Yeah, I'm not taking gold right now. We already talked about that. Some of these are going to be, oh, can I get to the group if I'm doing the funded talent account? Yes. So it's not just FTMO. If you're doing funding talent, if you're doing Audacity Capital or FTMO. So any prop firm funding platform, you can get into the group, the free group. All right. NZDJPY. Somebody brought up NZDJPY. Let's go take a look. No entry for me on NZDJPY. Not really sure what time frame you're looking at. No entry for me. No entry for me on NZDJPY. It's already pushing. So I wouldn't be looking into that any trade on that one. Now, if you want to take that trade because it broke resistance and you're going to price action, hey, be my guest. Again, you guys have full control of your account. All right. It's the beautiful thing about AIRO, you have the full control of your account. Just be mindful of what you're doing. If you're a beginner, you stick to the rules. Build your confidence up, build your account up, and then if you want to experiment with some things, experiment on your demo account. Don't experiment on your live account and risk unnecessary money. You want to go with proven systems, proven strategies on your live account when you're risking real money. Don't do it to yourself when you're on a real live account. All right. Yep. Just got a little ding. So we got what? Bitcoin for a buy, Ripple for a buy. Let's go look at all right, look at Ripple. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Right into the zone. Oh, we got a little space. Too bad Bitcoin's in a downtrend right now. I'm not looking to buy into that. Not enough real room anyway. With version 4, if I have gold, is there way I can say so I can buy. So someone said something that my 200 SMA looks different than mine. So I am not using a 200 SMA. I'm using a 200 EMA. Has to be EMA, guys. EMA. I never trade with the SMA. All right. So make sure you go back and rewatch the video. It's an EMA. That's probably why ours look different, because I'm using an EMA and you're using an SMA. All right. There is no 100 pip stop loss, guys. I don't know where you guys get this 100 pip stop loss. There is no 100 pip stop loss. Only time I use a 100 pip stop loss is on indices and gold. 50 pip take profit, 100 pip stop loss. But I don't teach that because you guys need to master Forex pairs. So there is no 100 pip stop loss at all. All right. So if you have a $500 account and you double dip 0.05, does that count as a leverage? Yes, it does, based on what I recommend of 0.01 for every $100. However, for me and others, for me, I'm a more experienced trader. So if you guys see it on the chart, I'm actually using a 0.1. So I use a 0.1 on all my Forex pairs, and then on gold, S&P 500, and cryptos, I'm using a 0.02 for this account. I feel comfortable using a 0.1 because I'm a little more experienced trader, and so you can do so as you become more experienced. All right, and more experienced meaning you are at the point where you are consistently winning trades and feel confident in your trading. All right, like right now, some people are probably bailing because we're down 23 pips on GBP NZD and 17 pips on EUR AUD. All right. All right, let's see here. That's just more of these questions. So on the H1 or above, the money zone doesn't matter. Does not matter. All right. Why? Because the trends are stronger on the higher time frames. All right. So it doesn't matter. Read some of these questions here. All right, we got some notifications here. We got some EURG 0. Oh, we got M15 on GBP NZD. GBP NZD, we have a down arrow into the zone. All right. Got down arrow into the zone. Again, this is why you don't over leverage. We were up 14 pips on this trade, and now we're down 31. We could hit stop loss. This is why you do not over leverage on the trade. And you also why you use stop loss. Real strong zone right here. Real strong zone right here. You see it stopped almost identically to where that is, where those hit. So it's a very strong zone right there. All right. Real strong zone. See if we can't get a bounce off that. Man, I hate losing trades like this. If we do lose this trade, I'll be mad. Up 14 pips, 6 away from take profit, for to just turn all the way around. What's the rest of the community doing? G pairs not doing much. GCAD come back down. Yeah, we good. I hope we are good. How do you tell if we are going to be over leveraged? I'm taking trades. So if you're using 0.1 for every $100, technically you are over leveraged. You know, the rules, at least that I give, are 0.01 for every $100. Um, um, how many trades are safe to be in? One at a time. You know, if you have a small account, if you have a bigger account, you can actually be in more trades. For me, I don't really care what my account size is. I'm looking to do no more than 3 trades at a time. And you saw yesterday, I was in GJGN, and US 30, or I mean, sorry, S&P 500, or they call on FTMO US 500. I was in those 3 trades. That's it. Now I had multiple positions on US 500, but they didn't add up to much. You know, US 500 is calculated different on FTMO, the broker they use, versus the broker that I use on my own live account. So for me, it's not that big a deal. That's why I had both positions on that there. All right. So it all depends on your account size. I would say, though, if you have a small account, you want to be in one trade at a time. And again, if you have a larger account or you're more experienced, for me, I do not like to be in more than 3 positions at a time. All right, that's just me. Three positions, 3 different currency pairs or indices, whatever. 3 different asset classes. I don't like to be in more than 3 at a time. All right, somebody asked about an arrow in the opposite direction. That is not a rule. Go back and watch the videos, guys. If you're in a bag entry and you get an arrow in an opposite direction, that does not mean get out of the trade. That is not a rule. All right, follow the rules. A arrow in the opposite direction while you're in a trade is not the rule. I just showed CAD JPY at the very beginning of the call. There was an arrow in the opposite direction. It didn't hit take stop loss, and it turned around and hit take profit. And it actually gave you another bag entry. So you could have caught 2 bag entry moves on that initial move. All right. If you're in the GP NZD trade, we just got stopped out. So GP NZD, we just got stopped out. I'm a little upset about that one. I hate being in trades like that. And you're up 14 pips. So 50% of your way to take profit and lose. Because for me, right at 15 to 18 pip range is when I'm looking to put my stop loss in profit. So we were literally 1 pip away from me putting my stop loss in profit. But hey, you win some, you lose some. We're still in EURUD. We're down 11 pips right now on that. All right. Try to get some more of these questions answered. Someone asked, can you see the amount of pips you're up in MyFX book per asset class? Yes, it breaks down everything for you. Pretty cool app to use. I'm going to make a video about it. I think it's just good for everyone to have a video that talks about it. Yeah, that way you can actually understand the types of trades you look at. So, you know, like literally for me on my FX book, I will look at all of my trades over the course of the week and see how I did. You know, For example, I can tell you guys, historically, I am a better trader when I sell than when I buy. And it's not even close. I win 20% more trades when I sell than when I buy. All right. Because I trade the pound pairs as much as I have, I predominantly, predominantly most of my trades are GBP pairs. All right. So, it just gives you very pretty cool information. Tells you your average pips you trade per, you catch per trade, average profit, which is cool because you kind of see which pairs pay out better, which may allow you to say I'm gonna concentrate more on the pairs that pay the best. And so for me over time, I stick to the pound pairs. You guys saw my FTMO chart. All I have is the pound pairs, gold, and S&P 500. That's it. Those 8 pairs. Those are the 8 that I trade the most. And so I stick to my strengths. That's what you guys see me trade the pound pairs more on this call. I would trade them on New York session calls as well, if the setup is there. But I just know the pound pairs a lot better, so I like trading those. Someone talked about EUR AUD bank induction. Let's go take a look. EUR AUD bank induction. Right here, I guess. Yeah, right here too as well. Yep, so feel good about this one coming back down. Feel good about it coming back down. TPNTD, I don't know what this thing was doing to us. We're up 14 pips. Couldn't make it happen. Let's go take a look here. Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin, gold. Gold was selling. So I know somebody said gold was selling, but it reversed. It's the reason why we don't trade through the zones on the smaller time frames. If you guys notice, I think Jackie, will take trades that go through the zones. But if you guys know, she trades on the H1. Why? Because the higher time frames have a stronger trend. All right. Higher time frames have a stronger trend. Come on, EURUD. Get us to this profit so we can go and have this fun. We need to break even right now. All right, let me stop sharing. Someone asked, what's the downside for the funding group? There really isn't any downside. There's no downside. There are some strict rules, which I've already talked about on the call earlier. But then also to get verified so that you can receive your funded account, you have to pay a fee. So those would be the only downsides, if you want to call those downsides. All right. The fifth properties, please go watch strategy number 8. Strategy video number 8 will give you the breakdown. I'm not going to go over that in the call. A lot to talk about there. But if you go over strategy number 8, strategy video, you'll get all the settings there for you. EURCHF for buy on M15. I may have missed that one. So let's go take a look. EURCHF. I don't trade EURCHF much because it's very wiki. Very wiki. Man, you guys know it's funny. GBP NZD is the first pound pair we've lost on this call. That was the first GBP trade we have lost on this call. I'm not sure what time frame you're looking at on EURCHF. 5 minute had a bag entry, but the trend is up, so you wouldn't have took that. H1, nothing there. H4, nothing there. You guys see this here? These H1, H4 moves are powerful. Above the zone, above the moving average, stayed green. You could have been holding that for a long while. This move started yesterday. 10 pip retrace, and you'd be up over 200 pips right now. All right. So EUR CHF, I don't see an entry there at all. Yeah, like I was saying, though, that pound pair GBP NZD is the first time I've taken the loss. Got closed out early on that GBP CAD trade about a month ago. Everybody else stayed in it. I felt pretty dumb. But true loss, we have never lost. That was our first GBP NZD. Was the first time we've actually taken a loss on any pound pairs on this call. Look at it. Heading back up. Boy, boy, boy. All right, Euro. Take us home. So as far as FTMO and whatnot, and all the other funded accounts, there really isn't any downside. Really isn't any. All right, guys. So someone asked about UK 100 for Strategy 9. Strategy 9 is for Forex pairs only. Please watch the video, guys. Strategy 9, Forex pairs only. I will not be using Strategy 9 anything else. We used it on UK 100 last week. We took an L. We won one. We lost one. It is for Forex pairs only. Someone asked about VPS update for those who have been long-term users of AIRO, and what they're going to do for those who struggle inside the money zone. So, second part of the great news with the VPS is that the company is bringing on a second VPS company. All right, a second VPS company that will give the opportunity to spread out all the different products on throughout a different VPS company. That way, we can get better usability. We didn't, until we hit 1,000 users on AIRO, we did not have any issues really with the VPS. It slowed down, and people noticed it starting to lag a little bit around 800. Once we hit 1,000, that's when we started to see freezing up. That's when I started noticing mine would crash and freeze up once we hit over 1,000 users on AIRO, which was in January. So they're bringing on a second company, and they're also talking to a third company and looking to bring on a third company as well, which means we'll be able to spread out all the softwares. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. They could do it multiple ways. They could spread out multiple softwares with different companies. They could put different countries on different companies. So if you're in these 10 countries, you are on this company's servers and vice versa. So I don't know how or what they're going to do exactly, but they're bringing on one company for sure. That second company is going to be ready, I was told today, by mid-March. So here in the next 2-3 weeks. And then actually about 2-3 weeks. And then the AUD CHF buy. Not a New York pair, but we'll take a look at it, guys. But then also looking to bring on a third company as well. So bringing on some more help will always be helpful. That way we can spread out the load. AUD CHF. All right, so AUD has a up arrow, but it never bounced off anything. So I wouldn't be looking to take this trade at all. There's no bounce. No bounce. Need a bounce. Got to have the bounce. And look at that GBP NZD. We're just heading right back up. That is what you call a pure liquidity move. They saw the money down there. They came down there and got it. Now they're doing what? Heading right back up in the direction of the overall trend. So the question is, what pair has the right volatility to just take scalp trades when going sideways? I don't recommend trading anything sideways unless you have a specific strategy. So it's not a way I trade. I like to trade trends. You want to trade in the direction of the trend, and you want to trade with the money. When market is going sideways, that is the market maker specifically trying to set you up for failure. All right. So I don't have an answer for that one because I don't trade that way. Looks like there's a bunch of people still that are in GBP NZD that did not, or that either moved their stop loss or did not have one set. So someone asked about having the AIRO version 4. I am still waiting on an answer from the VPS company. They're more or less the number one goal right now is just to get people set up on the VPS, but we have to have some changes made by the VPS company so that we can actually make the change for version 4. So there's no timeline for that as well right now. And someone asked, GJ, would that be considered the last low? Let's go take a look. So they said there was a low closer to the one that I selected. So let's go back and look at that H1 for GJ. GJ. There we go. GJ and H1. So I had my G Chef 5 minute. I'm not worried about that. I had my low here, and they're saying, I guess right here is a previous low. And so I guess that could be a previous low there. Yep. Guess that is too low. All right. So I went with this low. And the reason I went with this low here is due to this doji right here. That's just me though. I'm just looking at candlestick patterns, but that would be the previous low. All right. Yeah, low, a high, a low, a high. So we're in EURUD, currently down 14 pips, 13 pips. Let's go see if we can't find us another trade. Look at everything heading back up, boy. GBP NZD is just Now that pound pairs are moving up, yeah, you see euros are starting to move back down. Except for Euro JPY. I don't know what's going on with Euro. Let's take a look at the news. What time is it? Go take a look at the news. All we have right now is 22 minutes till green folder euro, and in 22 minutes to orange folder CHF Swiss franc news. All right. So here at the top of the hour. And then that'll be the last news right there that hits while we're on this call. So we're pretty clear on news. Swiss franc, for those who don't know, is CHF. Anything with CHF, CHF stands for Swiss franc. All right. Oh, slow night. Not as slow. Q&A. Euro USD. Strategy number 9, Euro USD. Let's take a look at that. Euro USD is a New York session pair. You can trade it during London because it does have Euro as the base, but it predominantly moves in New York. Quick fact that I found out yesterday, guys, about Euro USD, for those who are curious about it, and I would like to trade it. Euro USD is the number one most traded pair of all Forex pairs. Over 30% of all money goes through Euro USD. All right. For price to move 10 pips with Euro USD, it takes $1 billion to move Euro USD 10 pips. Every 10 pip move for Euro USD is $1 billion. So let's see this candle right here. This candle moved 13 pips. So this is more than $1 billion worth of money caused this candle to move 10 pips. If you guys don't know, most on average, Euro USD moves about 40 to 50 pips on average. It's typical ADR. All right. But strategy 9 just played out for Euro USD. As you can see here, price came down, touched the moving average, came back, closed above the moving average. So it touched the 200 multiple times, came back up, closed above it right here, the AIRO moving average. You got into this trade here, and it ran up 22, 23, almost 23 pips. You're looking for 25, but with this zone here, took it to 20. I don't trade Euro USD, so I mean, again, I like to trade pairs that I know I'm going to be able to get my pips at. So more volatile pairs are what you want to look to trade, but that's how that worked out in your favor there. See this candle here? This is a 12 pip candle. Had this been on one of the Great Britain pound pairs, that would have been a 32 pip candle. It's the big difference. Candles look the same, but they're not. That they are not. So Euro USD has been climbing for the last week after the big fall. Big fall. Now it's got the big climb. All right. Speaking of euros, Euro AUD starting to play with us. Come on, baby. Let's go on. Head on back down like all the other euros. Someone asked about the bank induction, so I'll go over that strategy. So I told them that I'd go over that strategy as we get slower. So let's go over it real quick. Let's find the good ones. All right, so here we go. All right. So market maker cycle, I can see here. Let me make it more prevalent for you guys. Tick, 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 tick. Let me set this picture here for you guys and show you guys what I see here. All right. So yeah, you see we had a big drop here. And you see during A channel right here, price tried to drop into the zone. Yeah, multiple all these wicks. Look at this long wick right here. Let me zoom in for you guys to see here. Let me zoom in. We'll go back over here. All right, you can see price came down, went sideways, and it tried to drop into the zone. You can see all the wicks. This is the market makers. You see the bigger the wicks are on the bottom, they're on the downside. That's the market maker doing what? Market maker looking to catch, trying to catch all those pending trades. For everyone who thinks price is still doing what? Going back down. Look at it. Came down hard, went up. Now it's trying to come back down, going sideways, trying to come back down, head up. You see here's the W. All right. There's a W, and you got two V's here. V, V, and you got a third V right there. And now what I'm waiting for is an M to plant inside of a resistance zone. should be happening. I would say sometime between now and end of the day, for a 3-day push, because this started Sunday. All right. You see here on this day here, day 1, day 2, we're in the 3rd day right now. Could be a 3 to 5 day push, which you're looking for. Typically, 3 is the push because Wednesdays are known as the turnaround day. The market typically reverses on Wednesdays on average. All right. So that's what I see. I see the W, I see the V, I see the V here. There's another V right here. I'm waiting on the M, which didn't bring a retrace. All right. Now, while we're sitting here, you can see here, there's a bag entry here for the win. All right. And look at this right here. We're inside the WVVM. So we're inside of the market maker's uptrend cycle. So as long as we know we're inside of the cycle, all right, let's clear this up here. We know we're inside the cycle. All right. Inside that V, that first V is what? A bank induction move. This is a bank induction move. All right. The bank wanted to put on a larger position trade, but there was not enough money in the market. There was not enough buyers in the market. Sellers in the market. So they did what? They placed the trade down here, all right, for the market makers to come down here. Because when they put the trade down here, it does what? It brings the market back down. The market makers are greedy. They're going to go for the money. All right. So to give you an idea here, the market makers place the trade in this area right here. I'm sorry, the banks did. When the market was up here, that enticed the market makers to move the market down this way to pick that money up. And they put a sale down here. So let's say they put $1 million sale down here. Market makers say, hey, it's $1 million down there. Let's go get that $1 million. And then the market makers reversed and started heading back in the trend they wanted to go in. Then they came back down, got the bank out in what? The bank is now, their original sale is out and take profit. At break even. And the market went in the direction that it wanted to go. So as long as you are at the point, and again, for everyone, I'd say, don't try to force it. I can see things a little better because I've been doing this a little longer. If you have to wait for a very, let's go find one here so I can explain what I mean. You want to wait until you can identify it. So if you want to look at taking some of these trades here, looks like EUR/AUD broke through the zone, and it is currently at reversing off that 200 right there. So we're looking for this pullback now. UK 100 for a sale. I believe we are in a sell trend, but it's too close to the zone for me. Way too close to the zone. Oh, it's 100 pips. Yeah, I'll watch that one. I'm not going to take that UK 100 sell. I'll watch it. So like I was saying on this trade here, what you want to do is you want to wait till it is very clear for you. Very clear for you. So let me try to find one here that's very clear. For me, this is very clear right here. And they come clear. They get clear. Here's an M. I'm just waiting for. Technically, you could say you might have got your W. You could be looking for a reverse right here. Leg 1, 2, 3. Fourth leg, right on fourth leg of the W. We get a break of this neckline, close above it on EUR GBP. It could be a nice buy back up for those who are going to stay on the call, stay past the call and keep trading. We get a break above this neckline here on this W. Could be a nice buy back up to level of resistance right here. What is that? That's a good 24 pip range. That's a good 24 pip range right there. Easy 20 pips. All right. All based off of the market maker cycle. Now, we got this market maker cycle here, MAAW. Again, a little more clear to see that. And when you see that, all right, look at this. You're inside the MAAW. If you had a bag entry move, or I'm sorry, not a bag entry, if you had an arrow into the zone, that would be what? That would be a clear bank induction. Now, we don't see that, but you have a market maker's move, market maker cycle here. Price went above the 200, came back below both the 200 and the moving average. You get in the trade here, look at the drop. All right. So that's why you catch that market maker cycle method move as well. It is very similar to the bank induction. But if we had an arrow pointing into the zone, that would be a clear bank induction. You want to take the bank induction moves only when you're inside of a known market maker cycle. You don't just take every arrow into the zone. All right. You want to make sure it's inside of the market maker cycle. That's why I came after the fact. Strategy 10. Look for it to come out. Look for strategy 10 to come out this Thursday. All right, Q&A. Got 4 questions here. Guys, AIRO EA will come out when it's ready. So, when it's ready, it still has to go through beta testing. So right now, I'm not looking to, there's no ETA right now on AIRO EA. So. Someone says I have 2 buy arrows on EU H4 chart. Should I wait for the zone to disappear? Or entry on lower time frame? If you have arrows into the zone, we don't take trade into the zone. So I go to lower time frame to CPC, but if the higher, I wouldn't be looking to take that. Typically, if you have a zone on a higher time frame, you're gonna have similar zones on a lower time frame. We got gold for a sale. Sale notification. Goes in uptrend, so we're definitely not taking that trade. And even if it was in a downtrend, it's too close to the zone. You want minimum 50 pips. That's 13 pips right there, almost 14. So we'll be looking to take that. Let's go back and look at that UK 100 sale. Yep, UK 100 sale not looking too good. So I'm still watching this pair, guys, trying to, since it does move during London, want to make sure we take a look at that. All right. Guys, I'll place the video. Someone asked about the link for the MyFX book. I will place a link to a YouTube video in the chat, AIRO bag chat. You guys can use that to get or to learn how to get the link for for the MyFX book. But I'll show you guys real quick Let me pull up, make sure I get mine pulled up. Got to get back on the ball because we are a little underwater right now with the account. Today is the third day trading on the $500 account. So we are on the third day of trading on the $500 account. So got a little work to do. Last time we did this, again, I was going to give that link out, but it was not compliant. So I had to make some changes to make sure the MyFacebook link was compliant, so that we could offer that link out, all right, the compliant way. All right, so let me share my screen so you guys can see it here. So this is the MyFacebook. You can see we were up 5%, went down, we were only up 2.47%. So started today, we were up $12.37, 2.47%. All right. To share your link, what you want to do is where is it at? Oh, there it is. So right here, it says share. You click on this button right here, it'll give you a link. You scan, copy that link, and you give that link out. That's the link to actually look at all the statistics for your platform. So we'll go through this real quick, guys. Here, you can see this is a real account, and again, you can't manipulate this. I call it the AP lending session with Nate. All right, it's a real account. My broker, the leverage, and I'm trading on MetaTrader 4. Tells me my gain, and then absolute gain. All right. Tells me my daily gain, monthly gain, my drawdown. All right. So we've done pretty good. Only 5% drawdown. That's not bad at all. We're up $12.37. We were up as much as $37.54. We took a loss with that UK 100 last week that hurt us. We'll get it back though. The goal, someone asked about this account. The goal is to, within a month, double the account. That way I can take my $500 initial investment out. So you should be looking to take your time and double your account by, looking to make, small gains a day. Nothing crazy, not over leveraging. Hold on real quick. We got some, let's go back to the chart real quick. I'm hearing some noises. Let's go take a look real quick here. So the UK for the buy. UK 100 for the buy. Never bounced off anything, so definitely not looking to take that. EUR AUD starting to come down the right way. That's good. All right. But as you can see here, this gives you all the information. All right. This is updated 3 hours ago. You can see here deposits 500, withdrawal 0. So to go again, once we get to $1,000 in this account, I'm going to withdraw the original 500. So this will say 500. All right, and you'll see that we'll have a balance of 500. There's a goal, and then the goal after that is to do the same thing, double the account. But this time, after we double the account, take the initial investment out, we're going to double the account again back to 1,000. But then once we get to 1,000, I'm just going to start, upping my lot size, and my goal will be to go to 5,000. So that's my second goal. First goal, double the account, pull my initial investment out. Second goal, grow the account to 5,000. You can come down here and look at the actual trade summary. So we've taken 9 trades. Profitability, you can see here, we won 8, we lost 1. So we have an 89% win ratio. All right. We've caught 128 pips. So pips tells me overall this account has caught 128. So whenever you guys send me your link to try to get into the crypto group or the indices group, which we need to start, this needs to say 10,000 pips or more. You can see average win is 17.25 pips and $5.17. Average loss, -10 pips, $29.02. All right. we've traded a total of 0.57 worth of lots. So every lot size we've used, it adds it up to tell you how many lot sizes you've traded overall. Commissions, we paid $4.56 in commissions. And here's what we talk about longs won. So we won 3 out of 3 trades in a buy direction. Shorts won. We won 5 out of 6 in a sell. Best trades, $15. Worst trade, -29. That's the UK 100. Best trade, 85 pips. Worst trade, -10 pips. Average trade length. So our average trade we're in for 50 minutes. All right. So it gives you all kind of information down here, guys. If you want to come down here, you can come down here and look at history. So under trading activity, you go to history, and it will tell you each pair you've traded. So this is where I come and I can look at your symbol and tell you, okay, great, for GBP JPY, all right, you gained 10.3 pips. All right, so this was Bitcoin, and it says 10,030, and great. That's where it will show at. So as you take more trades, it will add up there, and you'll be able to take a look at that. All right. So this is how you look at the MyFX book. Pretty intuitive, tells you a lot of information, lets you understand about your habits. As you learn how to read this, you can understand your habits. Drawdown. All right. Do you have, the bigger the drawdown is, the worse the entries you have. So are you taking sniper entries? Or you can take a look at it like, oh man, I've been taking perfect entries like Nate tells me to, but why am I drawdown? All right, great. Start to go back and look at your time frames of when you're trading. Are you trading during the right time frames? Are you trading when there's news out? All right, all kind of things you can find out here. Of course, your overall equity and all that good stuff, how much you're up. But cool stuff comes down here when you start looking at your individual trades. Okay, how many times you win with buys and sells, your best trade, your worst trade, your average win ratio as far as the number of pips you catch, overall pip count. So you start dig into this, you start to find out information that that tells you more about yourself and how you trade. It's one of them nights, guys, where just a slow night. Big moves already happened in 8-inch session, which means not too much going to happen here during London. We were late on the moves as everything was going on here. I can't say we're late. We just, during this time frame, there just isn't anything going on. All right. GBP NZD just dropped big time. So one of those days. Let's go take a look at Q&A. So we got EUR GBP buy. I guess it looks like the EUR GBP. Let's go take a look at here. All right. So yeah, we did W here. We did get the close above the wedge. Above the W there. So for me, it's a counter trend trade. I don't like the counter trend trade, even if it's a market maker method. Again, I see the cycle is over. It's been a 3-day push down. I'm not looking to take this trade. So for those who wanted to take that setup, you can. I'm not personally going to take it. just because I'm not a counter trend trader. Just, that's something I like to do a lot of, unless it's a more volatile pair. But you can tell by the way pairs are moving right now, things are kind of slow. Plus, there's a lot of Euro news coming, and I don't know how long this trade is going to take. So Euro, I'm not taking this trade as well. We got Euro news that just passed. We have some more Euro news in an hour and 22 minutes. And so one thing I don't want to do is get into a trade for a buy here, and then an hour and 22 minutes, we got Euro news coming out, orange folder Euro news, and then I now have to either exit the trade or I have to hope that it pushes price up. That's just my 2 cents though. But again, that's a good setup right there. For those who took that, shout out to you guys. That's what I would be doing if there was no Euro news getting ready to come. Love to see that. And again, I like to trade the market maker method with the trend. So for me, what you should be looking for are these moves here. After you get the M solidified, you got the break of the M here. The M neckline here, got a break there for the sell, little pullback. You got the market maker buy here, sell here. Came back to 200, came back down. That's a nice sell there. All right. So those are entries you should be looking for right there. Those are the type of entries you should be looking for because you're taking it with the trend. So again, as I taught in the video, you want to use and take the market maker method trades in the direction of the overall trend. All right. Because these counter trend market maker method cycles or market maker cycles typically don't last very long. It's a quick little move, could last a few hours, maybe one day, and then it's right back into the overall trend. So there's two trends. There is, let me make it very clear for you guys here. Let me try to find a pair that's really doing it. All right, you see here, you got the market maker cycle move up for 3 days and then a retrace, boom. It's just M drops, move up. Move up, move down, move up, move down, move up, move down, move up, move down. You see the counter trend trades are short. And then your actual trade, your market maker's cycle with the overall trend has the bigger push, which gives you the highest probability chance of being able to catch your 25 pips. So you want to take the trade with the overall trend. All right. Now, as you get more experience, look to take those counter trend trades. But I can tell you, for me, I try not to counter trend trade unless it's a extreme pair. And extreme pairs I call are your golds, your silvers, your cryptocurrencies, your indices. And the reason why is because they have they move more in pips. All right. So for example, this is GBP So gold will move more pips per day than GBP will. So because the ADR is that much higher, I have a higher probability chance of catching a counter trend trade for 20, 30, 40, 50 pips, whatever it is you're looking for on your extremes than you do with your standard Forex pairs. So hopefully that makes sense. It's all about probabilities, guys. It's all about probabilities. Up arrow on BTC H1. So the H1 of Bitcoin. With everything going on with Bitcoin right now and people being able to tweet about Bitcoin and Bitcoin, drops, I'm a little skeptical right now on Bitcoin. So H1, I don't have an up arrow. So my broker that I'm utilizing does not have it. If you have it and you like to trade off the higher time frames, go ahead and take a trade. Shout out to you. How do you verify for trading privileges? So I verify for trading privileges in my Facebook. How do you verify? The video I will send you guys. Matter of fact, I'm about to put the video into the chat. on the AIRO bag chat on Telegram. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw that in there real quick so you guys have that. That video will show you how to set up the verification for trading privileges. All right, I just put that into the AIRO bag chat for you guys. For the MyFX book, just a quick little YouTube video. It's about 15 minutes long. That will show you how to set it up, get the link for it, do all the verification steps, so that you have that. All right. Yes, strategy 9 for all Forex pairs. All right, all Forex pairs. All right, guys. We are past the 3 o'clock time frame, my time. So it's about 3:15. So we got about 45 minutes left. We are going to take a quick break. You guys can use the restroom, get something to eat, something to drink, and we'll be back for the last 30 minutes. So we'll take a quick 15-minute break, guys. Guys, we are back for the last 30 minutes of the call. We are back. One question in the Q&A. What trades are we in? We are currently in the, let's take a look at the chart, EURAUD sell as of right now. Down about 14 pips. The price moved down after it bounced off the 200. All right. Guys, the markets are pretty slow. So with the markets being so slow, I think I'm gonna call a call now. Not really much going on. The EURGP trade is sitting right around entry right now. They try to push up. You can see all the euros heading down. So for it to go up will be counter trend, so definitely be careful with that one. But yeah, guys, with the market moving slow today, I'm gonna go ahead and start recording a video for you guys and getting that going. And we will cut this call short. Ethereum pushing. All right, guys, got stop loss and take profit set for EURAUD. All right, so let's see here. With that one said, hey guys, I will see you guys in the funny papers. All right, later.